Hey you guys, so today we are making some keto double chocolate peppermint cookies, and I am using some of the Lily's chocolate mint chips and some of the white chocolate mint chips, and I am also using some Hershey's Special Dark Cocoa. So let's go ahead and get started. So there are quite a few ingredients in this recipe, but it does come together pretty easily. You don't need a mixer to mix this. You could do it by hand. So we're going to start with our melted butter, and then we are going to add our Swerve dark and mix that in. We're going to do this first because the dark is very clumpy. So mixing it in first by itself will help get some of those clumps out. And then you'll add in your allulose and just mix that until it's all incorporated. And right now we are using a large whisk to mix all these ingredients together, but once we add our flours, we'll switch out to a spatula at the end. So once you have the sweeteners added, we are going to go ahead and add in a whole large egg, and this has been sitting at room temperature. And just whisk that egg in until it's completely mixed in. And now you're going to add in your peppermint extract, and I am using half a teaspoon, but if you like a more minty flavor cookie, you can double that and add a whole teaspoon if you like. And then we're going to add in the dark cocoa. And I like to add this in with the wet ingredients, that way if there's any clumps in the cocoa, it helps to get those clumps out when you add it to the wet ingredients. So just whisk that in until it's nice and smooth. And you'll also notice that the batter starts to get a little bit thicker, almost like a brownie batter, and that's totally normal. And then once that is smooth, we are going to add in our leavening agents. So we are using some salt, baking soda, and a little bit of xanthan gum, and just whisk those in. And at this point we are going to go ahead and switch that whisk out to a spatula so that we can fold in the flours. So we're going to start with our almond flour, and this is just a very small amount. It's just enough to hold the cookies together, but not too much that it gives the cookies a granular taste or texture. So just fold that in, and then once that's folded in, we're going to go ahead and add in our lupin flour or lupini flour. And again, if you're new to lupin flour, depending on the brand you use, it can have a slight bitter taste. So if you taste the batter raw and it tastes a little bitter, don't be too concerned, because the final product, once it's baked, it should bake out that bitterness. So just fold that in, and once you get that folded in, the batter will have thickened up, and it'll be about the texture of a normal cookie dough batter. And now we're going to add in our chocolate chips. I'm using mostly dark chocolate, and about half as much of the white chocolate. The white chocolate is 3 times the carb count, so just keep that in mind if you decide to use more of the white chocolate chips. But the white chocolate chips do add a nice crunch when you bake these cookies and they cool down. The white chocolate sort of crystallizes and firms back up, and it's kind of like little bits of crunchy peppermint throughout the cookie. So once you have your chips folded in, you can just set it to the side and start scooping the batter out. And I am using, I believe this is a number 30 scooper. If it's not, I'll pop it up on the screen what size it is. But it does make a large tablespoon size dough ball. And you're going to just scoop these out anywhere from like 12 to 15 portions. I end up getting around 14, but you may get anywhere from 12 to 15 depending on how large of a scoop you decide to use. But anywhere between 12 and 15 should be fine. So there's no need to press these down because they will flatten and spread as they bake. And you'll want to bake them at 350 for around 8 to 10 minutes depending on what size you make yours. I bake mine for exactly 9 minutes. They will look slightly underbaked in the center once you pull them out, but they will firm up as they cool down. So you don't want to overbake these because they will be dry if you do overbake them. So let them cool in the pan for about 10 to 15 minutes because they are very soft cookies. So if you try to pick them up sooner than that, they're just going to break apart. So after about 10 to 15 minutes, you can pick them up and place them on your serving tray and enjoy. So I totally forgot to show you guys a view of the inside of the cookie. So as you can see, it's a very soft, slightly cakey brownie-like on the inside. But super yummy. So I hope you guys enjoy this recipe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!